Hello and welcome to another episode of We Are Next. I'm your host, Kevan Peters, and today I'm honored to be joined by my new friend, Sara Nixon. Sara, thanks so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Well, let's just jump right into it. Sara, can you tell me about who you are and what you do?
So my name is Sara Nixon. I'm a public programmer at the St.Catharines Museum and Welland Canal Center, and that really means that it's my job to get people excited about local history, to find connections with local history, to make it seem interesting and relevant in their lives. So that's what my main love and passion is, definitely is connecting people to their history. And then on top of that, I also do other fun things like teach yoga and garden and hike and all of those great outdoorsy things as well.
I'd love to hear more about the St. Catharines Museum and what's the purpose? Why does it exist?
So the St. Catharines Museum and Melon Canal Center, if you haven't been, I would definitely encourage you to go. We are part of the city of St. Catharines and we're located right on Lock 3 of the Welland Canal. And we are a great facility for anyone that has any interest in ships and ship watching. And the St. Catharines Museum, we tell the story of St. Catharines, the growth of our community, and also how that growth and the development of our community is connected to the Welland Canal. So it is really cool being right on the Welland Canal, because what better way to teach people how the canal works, how ships move through, why ships are moving through this great, water highway than to be right on the lock and seeing the ships lock through.
And what benefit do you think it brings for, let's say, the younger generation to have that connection, to have that knowledge? What do the children in our community get out of that connection with their history?
I think it's a sense of identity and a sense of pride. What I love about talking about this history with younger generations, whether they're kids or teenagers or young adults, is we all have that connection with history, and it's just kind of about peeling back those layers and making those connections. And that's what I love so much about my job. Is my job really is to make those connections and make people say, oh yeah, that is kind of cool, I do relate to that somehow. So that's probably my most favorite part of my job.
So you shared a bit about your childhood passion for history, but how did you find your way into doing this as a profession? Did you go to school for history?
So I did my undergrad at the University of Guelph in history, so that was my major, and then I went on to do a Master's of Arts program at Carleton University in Ottawa in public history.
Sara, do you have any mentors that you model yourself after?
So one of my first student jobs in Grimsby was with the Town of Grimsby's planning department. And the director of planning at the time, Michael Seaman, he was a really big mentor for me too, for advocating for preserving history and built heritage and the importance of built heritage in telling stories. And he's been a really wonderful mentor for me throughout my career. He was good at really guiding me, and I think something that I appreciated about him as a mentor, Michael, is he really kind of treated me as an equal. Like, I was a student and had many meetings in his office, and he was the director of planning. Like, that's kind of a big title.
Mm-hmm.
And he had many meetings with many of his students to try and get them to be the best they could be in that position. And I do appreciate that too. So I did want to give him a shout out.
Sara, I'd like to talk a bit more about what you do beyond your profession. Do you have any experience volunteering?
Yes, so volunteering, I do try and carve out time to volunteer as well. I have experience volunteering, especially with the YWCA, both Niagara Region and Hamilton. So my time volunteering at the Niagara Region, I was part of the planning committee for the Niagara Leadership Summit for Women. And that was a summit that was put on annually, usually held at Brock University, and was just an opportunity, a day really, of talks and panels and workshops from a diverse group of women that really just wanted to empower other women in Niagara.
Sara, you're very clearly a motivated and passionate person. Where does that come from? What inspires you?
Wow, what inspires me? I feel like I'm on repeat, but it's just really my passion for bringing people together. It's something that I love that I'm able to do, and I think my motivation really comes from being able to do it and seeing the end result of bringing people together, connecting them with their history in all different sorts of ways. So my motivation comes with just wanting everyone to feel like they have some sort of part in our community and a stake in our history, really. So that's what motivates me.
Well, Sarah, before we wrap, this is my opportunity to roll the red carpet out for you, my friend. What is next for Sara Nixon?
Oh no, I think next, I'd like to go bigger with what we're doing at the museum, connect with more of the public. I think what COVID has enabled us to do is have more of an online presence with all of our virtual programming we're doing on our Facebook and different YouTube videos and presentations and productions that we're putting together. And we seem to have an audience for it. So I think I'd like to go bigger. How can we, bring our history into a bigger online platform, and really make a difference? I think like we're kind of on this exciting climb right now, I feel, and it's exciting to be a part of it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do next. And what bigger impact we can make with history. I'm excited to see what happens with it.
Well, Sarah, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, and it was an honor to meet you. And just before we go, I want to make sure that you know that people like you are appreciated in our community. Niagara is better because of people like you. You're passionate, you're dynamic, you're a builder of our community. So sincerely, on behalf of everyone in Niagara, thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being awesome and for sharing your potential. And I'm excited to cross paths with you again, and I look forward to meeting you at the museum someday.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. It was really, really great to chat with you tonight. Thank you so much for inviting me on.
That wraps up another episode of We Are Next. If you'd like to nominate a friend or volunteer yourself for a future episode, please comment below. We'll see you on the next one.